Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, welcome to Twisted Geeks and Podcast, episode 100.
Welcome.
I am one of
We
your
made
hosts,
it.
and we also have...
I am Raz T Slasher, and as usual, suck it.
as well as...
Mariah. Hi, everybody.
And, of course...
Me.
She's like,
Me.
me.
So descriptive.
Yeah, I know, right?
And the Academy Award goes to...
Me.
Me.
Hey.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Ray, as always. I don't know who else I'd be, but...
Okay. Rule number 1 of podcasting, you always assume this is somebody's first episode. That's why I
Always.
don't say me.
Me.
Me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done it. I had to.
No, that was great.
One letter away from... Meh.
Too much.
It's true.
But anyhow, Raz, how was your week?
God, I didn't remember what I did with this week, so I'm going to say it was pretty good. No, I mean, 4th of July happened. We didn't talk about that last show because we did the movie.
No.
4th of July was great. The best firework that I got, the most explosive and awesome looking, was called Land Shark. And yes, I bought it just because of the name.
What did it do exactly?
Dude, it shot about 12 mortars into the sky that exploded and sparkled and did everything you could imagine fucking everywhere.
Why would
Nice.
you call it land?
I don't know, and I don't care. It was called Land Shark. And I would be like, before each blast, I'd be like, Girl Scout cookies, flower gram, candy gram. I timed it with a blast. It was worth it. But it was a great 4th of July, man. We did a bunch of those Chinese lanterns into the sky, lit off a ton of fireworks. Still have about 3 or 4 boxes of mortar shells left.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm either going to do those this coming weekend, or we're just going to save them for next 4th of July. But I had a lot of fun doing that, man. Again, the big family thing was awesome.
Make sure you store them in a cool, dry place.
Yep. What else did I do?
Dallas?
Damn. I've been reading a lot. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but on the behest of several people, I finally started reading the unabridged version of The Stand. I'm like,
I
according to my Kindle, I'm like 64% through the book in less than a week. If that tells you how much I'm fucking reading it.
Yeah.
Quite quickly as usual, but I mean, I'm actually loving it a lot more than and I love the miniseries, but I do like this a lot better, obviously. Fantastic fucking book. And then I'm going to finally get around to start reading the Gunslinger series after that, because I've never read any of them.
That's
Nice.
going to take you a while.
I doubt it.
I don't.
Well, considering I'm this far along in The Stand in less than a week, I think I'll get through them pretty quickly, because they usually do. Remember, I don't have a kid, I don't have a normal job,
They're
I have hours at a time that I can sit and read.
around 800 plus pages. What, 10 or 11 of them?
Yeah, I'm looking at them on Matt's bookshelf right now.
So we're talking about when I get started, maybe a month and a half.
Yeah.
If that. That's not that long.
That's about that's how long it took me to get through.
Yeah, that's not that long, dude. That's not that. I don't consider that to be like a long time in the scheme of things with there being that many books.
If I were to start reading that series, because I'm not going to lie, I'm with you, Raz, I haven't read it yet either. Do you know how long it's going to take me, considering Matt, covets those books? I cannot take them out of the house.
Right.
So for me, I have to read them in the house, and that's, to find time on top of that because of work.
I'm not going to lie with those. I listen to the audio.
See, I have a problem with audiobooks. They put me to sleep. No matter how good the story is, listening to someone talk puts me to sleep. So I'm very limited on that kind of shit. Like, if I sit up and I'm awake and I'm doing something, I can have the Kindle read to me for maybe a chapter or two. But if I start getting tired, I have to actually start reading it. I'll just go to sleep and miss it. And then it takes me forever to find in the story where I fucking went to sleep at, and it's more of a hassle to me. Plus, I read way faster than they talk.
Well, yeah, most people.
Right. So, audiobooks just isn't for me unless I'm on a road trip. And
Well,
even then, I'd still rather read.
I used to do it when I delivered pizzas, so it kind of made sense. It gave me something to do while I was, on the road, and I just have, because most of the time I'd be pausing for 5 seconds to go drop the pizza off, and then go back to what.
See, and that makes sense. If you're on the road a lot, then I know a lot of truckers do it, and I think that's a fantastic idea.
That's my security guard job. I did it over there.
Oh yeah. I'm a reader, dude. I'm not much of a listener. If I want someone to read something to me, it's because I'm trying to fall asleep. No matter how good the story is, I will go to sleep. But beyond that, got been getting a couple gigs for acting here and there. One, I'm doing a short here in a couple days for guests that we're going to have a little later on the show. The big premiere for that short film I was in recently, where I actually played a non-horror character. I played this guy that's supposed to be a famous director. It was one of the paid gigs that I got back in February. It premieres this Friday on 5th Street. I've got the information for that all over my Facebook right now, and I'll put it on the show's Facebook. So I'm really pumped about that. I love going to premieres. Huh?
What the hell is it?
It's on 5th Street. It's in the Oregon District, 5th Street.
Oh, okay. So, like, okay. Like, I thought 5th Street was, like.
No. I forget the exact name of the place, but I've got it, like, set all over Facebook right now. Okay. So I'm super excited about that, because going to premieres are a lot of fun. You get to reconnect with all the people you worked with. Especially, because we've got some people that are out in Kentucky and Indiana coming back to hang out with us for the night because, we saw each other on set and that was it. So it's really cool to reconnect with everyone. Worked with a lot of great people on that film that I never worked with before, so I'm really excited about it. And plus, you get the usual groups of people that usually come to support all the films from, like, the Kentucky, Indy, Ohio area. So you get a lot of tri-staters coming in that, some of them I probably haven't seen since the last film premiere I was at. So you get to reconnect with a lot of cool people. I'm also going to be part of the big Q&A that they're going to do after the showing. And it's only like a 15-minute film. It's like the whole event we're talking about maybe like an hour tops. It's not going to be that long. But I'm really excited about that. I got the final edits completed for Campfire Tales, my short story collection. So I'm really happy about that. I just sent it off to the illustrator yesterday. But I know she was at a Manson concert today, so she's not going to look at that till tomorrow. And pretty much as soon as she has those illustrations done, I just package it all up and send it to Ray and Matt, and I'm done. And then I can finally finish the third book. I'm 3/4 of the way through. So yeah, there for a while. Like the third book is actually the first Nano I did. I had about 60,000 words written of a book, and then I realized that I had to kick out the mime book first, so that book just kind of fell. And then the second Nano came along, and I got obsessed with short stories, so that became my second book. So it's really just, I got to get back into that story, reread it, and then finish it. And then that's done as well. Because my goal was to put out 3 books within a year's time, if possible. Or at least close to a year's time. Because I'm finding a lot of the people that I admire in the indie world, that's a lot of the times they try and do anywhere from like 2 to 4 or 5 books in a year. But these are also people that are like me that can't, that don't have a normal job, that are trying to make, writing their thing. So I'm trying to take, the standards that they're putting out, seeing what they're doing, and just doing my best to try and match that. It doesn't always work, but that's at least what I'm trying to do. And I'm a little over halfway still. Haven't got any further on the Mime 2 script, but I just got a lot of more inspiration lately on some scenes. So I'm hoping within the next couple weeks I'm done with the first draft. Then I can send it off to the new producer, James Moore, obviously, and my buddy Miller, who's going to direct now, and we can fine-tune it from there and maybe start filming this year. I'd like to start filming this year, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, just a lot of fucking projects, busy all the time. I'm either reading or I'm working on something. What about you, dude? How's your week?
Not as busy. Been actually sat down and I got the Blu-ray of Deadpool. We'll be talking about that later. Some of the special.
Nice.
Yeah. Also been playing a game I'll talk about later as well. Shadowrun, been playing that a lot late game, not the actual old school RP. That was one of the very few RPs I actually had a storyteller have to stop because he looked at us and said, "You guys are getting way too fucking dark. I've got to quit. This is starting to depress me."
Yeah. Shadowrun can get like that, dude.
Well, yeah. We were two mercs. Like, we did not give a fuck what the hell the contract was. They paid enough, we did it. We blew up an orphanage because the pay was good.
Nice.
Yeah, because Shadowrun was a game where your fucking alignment really doesn't matter. Not like it does in like D&D and shit like that. There's no drawbacks for being evil. Other than you get paid more because people realize you have no scruples and you will do something as long as their money's right.
That's true.
That's not really a drawback to being you.
Exactly. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. Also had I got really drunk with Raz last night and played League.
My god, did we?
We played the League drinking game. At first, it started out with anytime we got a kill, we took a shot, and anytime we died, we took a shot. And then I changed it to, okay, every time we die, we take a shot. And then it got to the point, it's like, dude, okay, Raz, every other.
Because you guys know I suck at that game.
So somebody was talking shit to me. I forget who I was playing. Oh, I was playing Lux.
Yeah.
And they were talking shit to me. I was like, dude, but the thing is, I had a positive KDA, and that dude had a negative. It's like, by the way, I'm 18 shots of vodka in. What's your excuse? Dude didn't talk anymore.
Let's put it this way. I killed over half of a big-ass bottle of Kraken by myself last night. I thought for a while, I got really sick for a bit. I thought I had alcohol poisoning last night. I didn't go to bed until 8 this morning. That's how fucking shit. I got like drunker than I even ever got when I did Drunken Fantasy History. I mean, I was pissed, and I was still killing it to a degree.
Yeah,
I had a couple of shitty Garen games, but once I started playing Tom Kench again, and he started popping tags, and I started doing pretty good.
Nice.
I plateaued for my drunkenness, but yeah, I was all over the goddamn place. I didn't even care.
Yeah, I got to the point where I said, fuck it, just too hard, I just went mid, and I played Lux in it.
I even got to play a Heimer game mid, which I almost never get to do.
And people hated me for it. Like, I fucking hate Lux! I was like, well, I fucking hate you. Die!
Yeah, we were trolling people pretty hard.
Yeah. Every game I got in an argument with somebody, it was like, dude, I'm better than you.
Yeah, no reason. He's just like, I'm better than you, because they were both playing Yasuo. And, no, was it Yasuo or Yi?
It was Yi. We were both playing Yi. We were on the opposite sides, and he was like, dude, my KDA's better than you. I was like, dude, how many dragons have you got? None. How many barons have you got? None. So far, I've gotten 2 barons and all the dragons. A jungler is objective focused.
Nice.
You are failing.
We rolled this dude so hard, and every time we found out where he was, me and Jay would like find him and just kill the shit out of him. Like every time he respawned, he just kept killing him over and over again. I don't even think we hardly even killed anyone else on his team. It was just him there for a while.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was near the end of the night where I was starting to. I was like, I said at the end, I was like, I'm seeing double and still didn't.
Yeah, it was. My eyes were vibrating all over the place, so like everything kept moving when it wasn't moving. It was very challenging to play like that.
I was gonna say, going after your opposite on the enemy team sounds like what Mariah and I do whenever we find a hell on the opposite team.
I was pissed as fuck though, because I kept getting A+ and they wouldn't give me an S-. I had like 4 key fragments, and all I needed was to get an S- to get a chest. I had 3 A+. I was so fucking pissed. It was some bullshit. They could have given me that minus.
Oh, dude, I've given up on the things. I'm rank 6 with Nocturne. I need one more S game to get the little fragment so I can get my ultimate fucking BM little thing that you pop over your head at people. I have gotten S- after S- after S- after S-.
I declare shenanigans.
And yeah, well, the thing is, I actually read up on it. It takes the average of everybody who plays that character in all regions, including the fucking Koreans.
Right.
And you have to do as well, if not better than them, to get an S or S+.
Right.
Damn.
So basically, you have to play at a Korean level to get an S.
Since they started the system, I've got an S twice. Both times on Tom Kench support. That's it. That's just 2 S's. I've got a ton of S-, but only 2 S's. It's hard as fuck. And I'm not even that great of a player. But I just had some really lucky-ass games, is what it boiled down to.
And then, I made the mistake of downloading Pokemon Go on my phone, and now I don't have a phone anymore because my wife takes it out every night and goes hunts Pokemon.
It was hilarious.
Wow.
She was looking for ghost Pokemon last night.
We were playing League, and she came in at like 10 o'clock. She's like, I'm going to take her to go hunt Pokemon. I was like, it's o'clock. She's like, yeah, ghost Pokemon come out at night. I'm like, here. But that's also a thing she uses like to the kids as a reward. She's like, if you're good, I'll let you come hunt Pokemon. And they'll get all excited and shit.
Wow.
Well, if it works.
Yeah. But also, thanks to my buddy Derek, we do that on the Xbox, where you share a profile on each individual Xbox. So if one person buys the other person, even Florida, on my Xbox, I get it. And he picked up Far Cry Primal and Assassin's Creed Syndicate, so I'll talk about those games a little bit here later. I mean, I know they're a little older, but this is the first time I've got to play them, so fuck you! So played that. So a lot of new games, new/old games that I've played. Not gonna lie, haven't written a single fucking word this week. Not one. Not even a single letter. I'm slacking. I'm kind of I'm at this point where I don't know what I want to do, because I'm working on the fantasy book right now. I don't know what I want to do with the party. I've gotten to the point where the big overall plot's going to start, but I don't know how I want to start that point.
Right.
Like, I don't know if I just want to have them get bum rushed by, like, a baddies, or have them come in seemingly in town, and then, like, there's something nefarious underneath. I don't know. I've gotten shit running around.
Right.
And then, nope, that's about it. What about you, Mariah? How was your week?
Sucky. As many of you know, I missed last week's podcast because
no power.
We had no power, and that no power lasted for over 24 hours. And
you needed more pylons.
Yes, we needed to construct additional pylons. Power company still thinks what they did was fine. I have my own bitch about that, but
lies.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: every single house in this area lost power.
Yeah.
We called it in. We lost power at, believe it or not, 4:20 in the afternoon. Called it in, and waited for a callback, on the cell phone to tell us, okay, well, we're sending crews, whatever. Come 9 o'clock, I had, told somebody my phone's dying. Make sure you let them know I don't have power.
Yeah, that's right. You have nowhere to plug it in. That sucks.
Yeah, nowhere to plug it in.
Well, no, you can technically go car and rent a car for like.
I don't have a car charger for it because they no longer come with the car chargers. They come with the wall adapters.
Eh?
Yeah, if you go to Sprint to get a phone, it doesn't come with a car charger. It comes with one of the
wall chargers.
Adapters. Yeah.
What kind of stupid voodoo is this?
I know,
that's
right?
That's what most of them do. They don't. Most phones don't straight come with a car charger. You have to buy it separately.
Yeah.
It's always been that way.
Well, that's likely going to be, something that I do from here out. But that aside, when you would call the number and you would ask them for an update, it would say, go to our website. How the fuck are you going to go to their website if you don't have power? And if you don't have power, how is your modem on?
Right.
So you couldn't get up with anybody. When you tried to call the customer service number, you couldn't get anybody on the phone.
Damn.
I mean, it was one thing after a damn another. So yeah, no. And this went on. Well, when I finally couldn't get a hold of anybody come 9:30 and still couldn't cook, couldn't open the refrigerator, we ran into town to go get dinner, and my mom was here. And while we were out, at 10:30 at night, I get a phone call back from an automated service that says we're not going to get power back till Thursday at 10 a.m. I was not a happy camper at all.
They better compensate for that.
They're not saying anything about it.
You better call that customer service place and say, I want money for the 2 days I had no power.
But I called to try and talk to one of their managers, and they're acting like absolutely nothing was wrong with what they did.
Damn.
So, yeah, not exactly happy about all that. So, yeah, that was, and me, mom, and the boy all had malignant hyperthermia. So the minute that the next day came around and the house hit 93, we were all sick.
Right. Damn.
Yeah, that was, it was so not fun at all. But yeah, it was just, it was a bad week. And then, mom left and just, yeah, it was horrible. It's horrible. Haven't done much writing this week because, of course, when the power came back on, it took an hour and a half to boot up my computer.
Why?
According to Bobby, so I need to replace my surge protector because he thinks something happened and it tripped the circuit. He's gonna open it up and take a really good look at it when I go down there and make sure that nothing happened. So we'll see. In the meantime, just kind of
don't turn your
computer
computer off ever.
Huh?
So just don't turn your computer off now ever.
Yeah, I haven't yet. But the thing is I'm gonna have to turn it off to take it with me
This is true.
to Fayetteville. So he's gonna take a look at it then. So yeah, it was not a nice at all. Still kind of trying to deal with all that crap, and it's horrible. So yeah, that was pretty much my week.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, because I talked to you, and I was like,
yep. Yeah, I talked to you for a couple minutes. I was gonna game with you, but yeah, you got busy with Bobby.
Oh yeah, because it's been months since we've done anything together, and like he's playing Overwatch, and now I haven't, right. Even though I really don't like it. That's one of those things
I can't
do because your best friend does it.
I can't play that game. I've tried. I played the beta, and I don't know. Everybody else says it's a great game. It's just like
I don't see what the draw is.
I don't either.
I don't enjoy it. I mean, I enjoy playing a video game with my best friend, because it's kind of funny listening to him go on a tear. But that is about the draw for me. That's where it ends. It really, really is. So I don't really like that game at all.
I think it's one of those things that it's the shiny new because there wasn't really much like it out there.
Yeah.
Just like Dead by Daylight. I mean, if you notice, both Overwatch and Dead by Daylight are like in the top tier of Twitch right now. But if you notice, they're also slowly dropping.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just like H1Z1. I mean, H1Z1 was like top 5 when it was new. And, for months after it was new because it was shiny, new, ooh, look at this thing. Now it's like not even, I don't even think it's top 10 right now.
Well, that's because they broke the game. I'm not even going to lie about that. They seriously broke that game.
Which time?
Every time. Like, every time that they say they're doing something to improve the game, they don't. That's just my general opinion, but I know a lot of people share it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think one of the biggest mistakes that they did make was in separating the tiers or the games.
Yeah.
I think that was huge drawback.
They did that on purpose. I mean but I could see the reasoning they did that though, because if they try to make a balance change to the survival portion, it would affect the what used to be Battle Royale. If they tried to make a balance change to Battle Royale, it would affect the survival portion. People got pissy when there's because the survival community is small but loud, and every time they do something to try to make a balance change in I keep calling it but Battle Royale back in the day, to make it balanced so the weapons did about equal damage, stuff like that. They would bitch and moan and cry, you guys aren't doing anything for the survival people. So they said fuck you, fuck it. 2 different games. That way we have a dev exclusively doing the survival and a dev team exclusively doing battle royales. That way you guys can shut the fuck up. That, and it's also hard to keep both things balanced. That's exactly why they did it. Because people cried so much that all you're doing is paying attention to battle royale. Of course that's all they're paying attention to. That's what makes them their fucking money. You buy the game once and it's what, $20? And that's and that was it. After a while, you're not going to make any money off of that game except for the skins, and people in survival do not buy skins. People in Battle Royale buy the fuck out of skins.
And while that's great for them, when they split things off and things went the way they did, now the game is not what it was when it came out. It's not what they promised people, and it's not, what drew people to the game in the first place. It is what it is. I get what they were trying to do, but that's not how some of the things that they have implemented played out. So people lost interest in the game.
Well,
7 Days to Die.
No, what was the Arma? What was the DayZ? Look at that one. That one was fucking ginormous when it was an Arma mod. They make it a standalone. It's got more. Yeah. It's got less of a following than H1.
And I'll be honest. For me trying to stream, it's really hard to. You can't. I'm just getting started, so you can't choose one game and stick to it. It's not going to happen.
Well, that's what they suggest that you do to do it. But I mean, that's basically you got to find. Well, I mean, when you first start out, you got to find what you're comfortable with. Me, I've always said I'm going to be a random streamer. That it says in my setting, I'm a random streamer. I'm not going to stick to a single game. I can't. I have too much game.
But there are some games, like, surprisingly, one of the games that I play just for fun, and I only stream it because it's like, okay, that's kind of funny, is Town of Salem. And I actually get a lot of hits playing Town of Salem. I get a lot of hits when I play Hearthstone. Hearthstone is how I got picked up by Pwned Brand.
Oh, yeah, Hearthstone's always been up as far as...
Yeah.
Fucking still don't see why people love that game so goddamn much.
Because
I played there for a bit at first. I thought that was pretty cool.
I like strategy card games. I've always liked strategy card games. I loved Magic. And, there's actually several strategy card games that are just fucking phenomenal right now. And a couple of them, they don't even get a whole lot of mention. Hearthstone, I admit, Hearthstone is kind of...
Because Blizzard owns it. Well, yeah, Blizzard owns it, so they fucking have the money to fucking advertise it and throw it everywhere, where some of these people don't.
Hearthstone is it's all over the place, but it's shadowing some other really good games. Hex, which is a free game on freaking Steam, phenomenal strategy card game.
And I hate to break it to people, Hearthstone wasn't the first collectible card game online. Magic was. They had Magic Duels of the Planeswalkers on Xbox.
But you see, you can't even count that, because for the last decade and a half, you've been able to play Magic the Gathering online. I would know, I have it.
Mm-hmm. That's Magic Duel of the Planeswalkers. That was the first one.
No, it wasn't. Seriously, go to Wizards of the Coast and download Magic.
Oh,
online.
They actually have the Magic. Yeah, well, they have like that. But
actual Magic.
Well, no, they have the first like buyable game where you could like where it was like had a disc and everything, had its own thing. Was Magic of the Planewalker. Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't. The first release of Magic Online was a disc that you had to go and buy at your nearest D&D shop. You had to buy the computer game from the DVD shop, and it came with whatever year it was. It came with that standard core set, and then once you got online, you could buy like booster packs.
Well, that is true. The PlayStation game came out first.
Either way, again, Magic is the first one primarily that showed up, but
it was
pay to play. That's the problem with Magic the Gathering. If I'm gonna pay for a damn booster pack of cards, I better be holding them in my fucking hand.
Even better.
I'm not paying for them digitally. Not happen.
Right.
Not happening. I refuse to do that. But Hearthstone, that's where Hearthstone kind of surpassed Magic, because you can choose to put money into Hearthstone, or you can pay, or you can play and get the gold and all to buy cards, or go play Arena and get cards and dust and make what you need. That's where Hearthstone kind of took off. But now, you've got these other strategy card games that are coming out, and I gotta admit, as far as strategy card games go, I like them. They're good. They're better than Hearthstone. I know a couple of them that are better than Hearthstone. But
so, Ray, how was your week?
Busy. Aside from working a day job and everything like that, as everybody knows, so still working for MFJ. I'm really busy helping Matt get his new project off the ground, the web series End of the Line.
Nice.
Which, as people will find out, a couple of your lovable hosts here are actually personally working on writing for. We got the first episode is actually up right now on the website, and I got the link for that. So I guess I'll post that in the Twitch chat and give it to whoever to post it up on the Facebook page and everything like that. But yeah, we got the first episode up. Basically a quick rundown of it for those that are listening. It's about a former psychologist, FBI agent, Adam Crenfield, who is working now more quietly as just a therapist, psychologist for some people, and all of a sudden his patients start turning up dead. So it's this whole thing of where, got to figure out what's going on, and it's also about a cop who ends up kind of falling by the wayside a little bit, and he and Adam Crenfield end up having to work together to figure out about the murders. So really excited, and I'm really looking forward to writing about it. Other than that, aside from being busy, just playing Smite, looking into other games, just busy.
That's all right. I've only got busy. 3 until I'm
That'll be weird.
No Man's Sky.
New game?
I've already got it. I pre-ordered it months ago, It was supposed to come out like 2 days before my birthday, and then they pushed it to August 20th. I was pissed. The dude literally got death threats.
Oh, that's right. You were talking about that.
Yeah. That dude got death threats because he had to push the game. I was like, dude, why would you threaten a guy for trying to make sure the game is working and good?
Yeah.
Yeah, so August 20th, that week, I have not burned any of my vacation time.
So we're not even going to see you on stream for it?
Oh, yeah, I'll be streaming. So if you guys need to get a hold of me, go find Twitch.
Unless, he's playing a scary game and you sit there talking for 30 minutes in his chat and he doesn't even look over.
Yeah, right.
No, that one was because my screen had the thing I was using to replace my second screen because computers I don't know what the fuck is going on with it. It went into sleep mode and I didn't realize it and I looked over and it's all black screen. I'm like, what the fuck?
I was like sitting there making smart ass comments, staring at spiders. Like, why am I here? Why? But that game was fucking brutal. Like, I watched it end and I was like...
So, yeah, for those of you who don't know what she's talking about, every Saturday night around midnight Central Time, when I get off work on Saturday, I'm going to stream a scary game. Next week's game is thanks to one of my faithful viewers, Gary Dempsey. Big shout out to him for getting it for me. We're going to be playing the last of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise, Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Not Five Nights at Freddy's 4, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, where you're not even you're actually in a home, in a house.
I've seen it. All the games are on sale on Steam, and I want to get it so bad.
Yeah, Gary, I have all of them, but that one. So like, well, play Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Oh, fuck, never mind, I don't have it. And then Gary's like, I've got it here.
Nice, dude.
So next Saturday
we'll see you play that.
And then I got a bunch on my wish list so I can remember, because I went through just literally like watched like the trailers to a bunch of like because I want to play the ones where you're helpless. I don't want ones where you can fight back. Like I don't want ones where you're shooting at shit and all that. I literally want ones where you have two options: hide or die.
The fourth one is actually really good. I've seen it. It's actually, oh my god.
Yeah, the one.
It is not like the others.
The one where you're in the house. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see it. That sounds awesome.
That's the one I'll be playing that Saturday at Central Time.
You're welcome for the segue.
All right, but I guess we can. Speaking of segues, we can segue our asses to Twist. So, Raz said you had a few things to talk about, so you start.
Okay. First, I want to start with. Let me look up the name of this author really quick, because I always forget her stupid name. Cassandra.
Wow.
What? Her name is Cassandra Clare. I've talked about her before. She does the Shadowhunter series.
That's so
she put out a new series about a couple months back that's like a sequel to the Mortal Instruments series, but it takes place in LA instead and in a new location. Lady Midnight was probably, I think, maybe one of the best books she's ever written. It got so far away from everything that I expected from the Shadowhunter series that it was just a super nice surprise. There's a lot more downworlder interaction, but they still bring in some of my favorite characters from the other, like from the series ongoing. So that it kept me happy with the story. But yeah, Lady Midnight was actually a really good book. This series has a lot more to do with the Fae, because some shit happened in the other series, and now Fae are the main antagonists, pretty much. So it's kind of cool to see this new war blooming. It's pretty neat. Overall, as usual, I like her writing. I like the world. So check out Lady Midnight. It was actually pretty good. Well, they do now, too. Big Brother. Watching the new season of Big Brother, season 18, I believe it is. So far, it's pretty interesting. There's a lot going on, as usual. A lot of new twists and turns this year. They started with stowaways, which turned out to be people like hiding inside of these big ass boxes that were from previous seasons. As you guys remember from last season, there was this the only Asian redneck that I've ever seen in my life.
I remember him.
His name is James, and he plays crazy ass pranks on people like every fucking episode. So I was really happy that they brought him back. Mostly, I'm not too like into the new cast. They're okay. We're only 2 weeks in, so you're just kind of learning everybody's backstories. There's a couple relative players, people that are relatives, people that have played the game before. That generally happens a lot. They're still doing the have and have nots, the head of household room, the HOH. Lots of crazy challenges. There's a new thing now where there's a special challenge every week, and whoever wins gets to basically put a third person secretly up on the block. And if that person gets taken down, then they get to secretly nominate a replacement. So now you get like more people up on the block each go around, which makes it a little bit more crazy. There is an 8-person alliance right now called the 8-Pack that already looks like it's starting to fall apart, which is stupid because you'd think if you've got the numbers, no matter how shitty these people are, play with them till they're all you have left and then get rid of them. That's what a smart person would do. But generally when there's big alliances like this, shit breaks down really quick, and then they get catty and form sub-alliances.
What kind of smart people actually themselves on
there have been actually a number of really, really fucking badass players on not just Big Brother, but Survivor, Food Truck Race. There's actually some decent people once in a while that you'll get that are really just there for the love of the game, that sometimes even take it all the way to the end. So you can't say that there are intelligent people on reality shows. We've got this one chick that's a mathematician trying to get a job with NASA, and she's on the show, and she's smart as fuck. I can't stand her, but she's smart as fuck. I mean, you get like all walks of people these days with shows like Survivor and Big Brother that are a little bit more broad with the people that they accept. They've even finally taken the age caps away from Big Brother and been getting some older people on the show. So that's nice because after a certain point, it just started being just young people. But now, now there's a good mix. I have hope that I can get on the show someday because I just think that show would be fun. Well, as of last year, 32 was the oldest I could be still on the show, but now they've upped it to 45. So that's pretty cool. But I know I fucking love Big Brother, dude. I'd totally be on Big Brother because there's no way my body could handle Survivor as much as in my brain I want to think that I can handle it. I couldn't. No. My body would give out. I'd get a weekend and be like, I'm done. I'm going home.
I'm broke.
Yep, I'm done. Fuck it. My back's toast. But no, Big Brother's one that I feel like the competition's a little crazy. So
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Some of them fucking challenges they got, I've seen it. Like that one where they had to stand on that wall forever last season.
I'd have made it 60 seconds and be like, no, fuck this.
And they had the fake birds at them or whatever that was.
Yeah. Right. Yep. But I know people give me shit, for watching these reality shows, but I like the psychology behind reality, actual game shows where there's an actual prize you can win, because it's actually really cool to watch people, especially on Big Brother. You can do the
reality. It was just on one. They had a reality show, but the fact that it's saturated everywhere, that's what kills.
Well, they actually did have a reality show channel on cable for a while, and then they found no one was actually watching the goddamn shows on the reality channel. So then a lot of the reality shows went back to their home channels. Because there's this one I love called Solitaire, where you're literally in this big pod. You live in this pod. You sleep, you eat there, you get your little bit of exercise, which is rolling around pretty much. It's so small. And every once in a while, you get let into a slightly bigger pod to do challenges. But you never see another human being. It's just this computer named Val that you talk to all the time.
Val?
Yeah.
What they do, just change the letters so they wouldn't get sued.
Yeah.
Good morning.
But it was a really fucking great reality show. But as soon as they started doing that reality channel, it went from its normal network to there, and it crashed and burned, and they canceled it, and it never made it back on their network.
What was the what was the point of it? Did you if you lasted so long, you won money or what?
Yeah. You get eliminated during challenges. Some people just couldn't handle being alone for that long, and they would quit. I mean, it was obviously for money, but I mean, it was very, very mentally intensive because people were having breakdowns all the time.
Could you do anything in the pod, or were you just the only thing we're allowed to do is eat, sleep, and exercise?
No, you would have actual challenges that you'd have to do. Sometimes there would be a little mini golf course set up, where you'd have a ball and a couple of cups, and you had to set them in different places and putt into the cups. I mean, all kinds of different little things. One time there was this room where this giant real thick rope. You had to pick the rope up and do things with it, and there's just a bunch of different shit, dude. All kinds of different challenges. But you would be led into it, like I said, just a slightly bigger pod to do them. So you really had to rethink how you did the challenges because of the tiny space that you had. And sometimes you get to you wouldn't even really get to eat. Or if you if somebody wanted a challenge and wanted to fuck with you, they can make alarms go on all night while in your pod while you were sleeping. Lights flashing, meh, meh, loud as fuck for a couple hours at a time while you were trying to sleep. Just to psychologically damage you and get you to quit. And that was one of those really great shows that, again, as soon as it hit that reality channel and the reality channel failed, it was one of those that got swept under the rug. So they've had to go back to networks. Like, and plus CBS, dude, Big Brother makes CBS a lot of money.
Yeah.
It is one of the highest, like, grossed reality shows. So yeah, I like the psychology behind it. I like the challenges. It's a lot of fun. That's why I watch that shit. And Big Brother is probably Big Brother and Survivor, in my opinion, are probably the best examples of them.
Those are the two that started it all, wasn't it?
Survivor. And yeah, Survivor and Big Brother pretty much. Yeah, they were the originals. The only ones of note that people remember anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they had other ones that didn't have the challenges, like Road Rules and whatever the other one was that was on MTV.
Yeah, Road Rules kind of was like the early predecessor to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And a funny point of fact, if you rent or buy the Running Man Special Edition version, you will see in the special features where they're interviewing people from actual reality shows, and they'll tell you, hey, you know that big whole thing that happened with me where I got into a big fight with this person because I said this and that? That was all fake. We didn't even know that was going to go on until all of a sudden the producers decided this was too boring and they needed to make it more exciting. So they literally took like multiple of my interviews in the same location and chopped them up to be something completely different than what I said. Like, you really got to see the inner workings of reality shows on the Running Man DVD, which still today, like, it blows my mind because it was running a parallel between Running Man and current shows, and they were asking these stars what they thought of Running Man and how many similarities there were, and if they thought that, you know, we'd be into a society that did that sort of thing eventually. And it was really fucking cool. And like, watching those interviews is really, when it first came out years ago, was what got me into watching those reality shows. Just that special feature.
Running Man, like the Schwarzenegger movie?
Yeah.
There was reality shows back then? Or are you talking about they interviewed them about this after, like, when they brought out the another edition of the Running Man?
Yeah, it was a special anniversary edition.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because Running Man was made in like the 80s.
No. It was a special anniversary edition where they went back and interviewed actual current reality stars about the movie and talked about their times on set with their shows. Oh, okay. It was just such a cool special feature that it just like really sold me on these type of reality shows. But yeah, I mean, I would say that's probably the biggest shit that I wanted to talk about. Zoo. I mentioned it a little bit before when I was watching it the first time around a couple months ago, season 1.
You're welcome.
Yeah, because you're the one that told me to watch it. Have you started watching season 2 yet?
No, I haven't.
Game changes on its fucking head.
Is it on Netflix?
Not yet. It's not. It's just now airing on TV. They've had two weeks of it on.
I binge watch. So
right, I do too usually, but once in a while there's a show that I'm so hooked on, I'll pick it up as it comes out, and that's how hooked I am on Zoo. And like this season, and it's all over the place, and this is not a spoiler, I promise you, is that they find out that the whatever's going on with the mother cell and all that shit can now infect humans, and it's turning humans into these hybrid monsters. That's like the whole premise in the new season, and it is crazy as fuck. That's all I can say about it safely. But it's not the same show anymore. It's still good, but it's become a very different type of show.
They're not zombie-like, are they?
No, more like I Am Legend type.
Oh, okay.
Where they're just, the disease has gotten them, and it's turning humans into the perfect predators. Like, we're talking like super quick healing, strength, speed, all of it. But yeah, it's just the next evolution, basically, and there's all this crazy shit going on. I won't say anything else, but Zoo is definitely taking a huge turn. Last thing I want to talk about is Dead of Summer. I mentioned it 2 weeks ago that I was going to start watching it. It's a television show that takes place at a campground in the 80s. It's like your average, like, kind of schlocky horror.
Ah, okay.
It's so far I've seen 3 episodes. It was weird because on TV they only showed 1 episode at a time. But if you actually went onto the website when it first came out and watched it, they released the first 2 episodes the first week. So you had to actually wait 2 weeks, which should be today, to see the next episode. So I'll probably watch that tonight. But I mean, it's gotten off to kind of a slow start. We're still in early character development, and we're still kind of learning the world and what's happening. But overall, I kind of like the characters. As kind of cheesy as it is, it's hard to tell sometimes if it's intentional cheese or they're serious and it's just cheesy to me. I haven't been able to figure out whether it's on purpose yet. It's not like Scream Queens, where everything was obviously on purpose. So I'm not sure yet where that's going to go. It's gotten a lot of good and a lot of really bad reviews so far. So it's one of those shows so far where either you love it or you hate it. So I'm right now I just like it. I haven't seen enough episodes. You know my rule of 3. I will watch 3 episodes of something, read 3 books in a series, whatever, to properly review it. So I think by next show I'll have a better idea on where I think it's going to go. But overall, it's a great show, man. I think so far. So I think that's me for right now. Oh, Meatballs! Fuck, you guys remember the movie Meatballs?
Yep.
Well, I just downloaded all 4 fucking movies, and I just started watching it. I watched the first one that had Bill Murray, and then I just watched part 2, which was the one about the alien from outer space. That was just the most random thing to add into a movie ever. I don't know if you remember this, but the alien could speak English. It's a weird fucking movie.
All aliens could speak English for some reason.
Yeah. No, I mean, but this one specifically, it was so fucking hilarious and cheesy the way they did the alien. Like, the alien had to earn his, he's in some version of Boy Scouts on his home planet, and he had to learn to get, the Earth badge, where he had to come and, camp on Earth. So that's how he got into the summer camp. It was just so fucking weird, dude. But, so hopefully by next time I'll have the rest of those watch, and I just re-downloaded all the Porky's movies, so I can review Porky's next time, too.
Oh, God.
I seriously had 80s now. We did Can't Buy Me Love, Loverboy, Willow. I just picked up Weird Science in my science project so we can do a double feature. I mean, it's been 80s around here lately. But yeah, more shit to review. Because I talked about Clown already on the show, right?
Yep.
Okay. Eli Roth Clown, just to remind you, fucking watch it. All right, I'm done.
Speaking of 80s, I've still... Oh, I forgot to take the image off. I still got Frankie Says Relax. The Frankie Says Relax image on that. All right. So I guess I'll go ahead and go now. So, as promised, first thing I want to talk about is the Deadpool. I got the Blu-ray DVD / combo, which I'm probably going to end up giving away the pass at some point.
Nice.
Still a fucking awesome movie. The special features on there are pretty cool. They've got the deleted scenes, extended scenes, and things like that, which some of the deleted scenes I watched made no fucking sense why they deleted them. It actually puts a lot more to the movie. Right. And it's just things like, why the fuck? I mean, one of them was awesome because it was just an extended Deadpool rant, and about he broke the fourth wall, where it was something about a superhero movie, and then he's like, yeah, and then some producer comes to you, gives you a fucking superhero movie, has an inordinate amount of fucking things that needed for fucking, and then the release date is unrealistic, and then they put you in an animated fucking suit. So, I mean, there's
nice.
He really goes off on the Green Lantern movie scene. I could see why they kind of deleted that one.
Shit, yeah, probably, dude.
And then they've got it's called Deadpool Fun Sack. Basically, it was all the and things that they released for the Deadpool movie, and they also had the alternate after image thing, after credit scene, that because apparently they made 2, so they showed you that one too. Overall, I'd say it's definitely worth it just for the extra shit, because, just for the extra rant alone was worth it. But I mean, there's a lot of funny things, like the scene where he's on the highway with Colossus and arguing with him when he's got Francis pinned to the wall, and arguing with Colossus, and then Negasonic Teenage Warhead and all that. They add 5 more minutes to that argument that they have. It's outstanding.
Hell yeah, dude! I'd love to see that.
But yeah, definitely worth it. Go pick it up. I mean, even if you've seen the movie, it's worth it for all the special features there. The thing that I didn't like, though, is most of the special features are on the DVD. The Blu-ray has the extended scene / gag reel, but all the other special features you actually had to pop the DVD in, which I don't get. A Blu-ray is supposed to be a larger be able to hold more fucking space. So why couldn't they put it all on the Blu-ray?
Money. They wanted to make you spend the money.
No, because it was a combo pack, and it costs the same as a regular Blu-ray. So I don't.
Well, then they just figured they could shove it in there because, special features.
Yeah, so I don't understand why they did that, but whatever. Just another disc that I have to It basically is just more. All it is they waste another 30 seconds because I have to pop out the blue DVD. And then excuse me. Mm-hmm. The game the game I was talking about earlier, Shadowrun Dragonfall. Very interesting game. It's the sequel to Shadowrun that they came out with Harebrained Schemes came out with a while ago. But it's a traditional Shadowrun game. You play as you get to choose your character. You choose the race from human, orc, elf, troll, and and you can either pick a class, which kind of allocate your skill points or your karma points. I'm sorry, or you can customize one. I went with a decker because I like hacking the matrix, and I'll leave all the other heavy bullshit to the NPCs. But you run. And the storyline is you start out as you're not in you're the leader of your party. Everybody knows her, loves her, blah blah blah. You guys go on this run, and she's supposed to be this like white hot fucking decker, and you guys are doing this run, and she's in there hacking her way, and something fries her brain, and she dies, and you get left in charge. And it turns out that it's called Dragonfall because, all right, brief interlude for those of you who don't know the Shadowrun history. Shadowrun history, basically. Earth, year 9 according war, shit goes crazy. Magic was released in the world. All these weird creatures come out, including dragons. Dragons at first were just most of them were kind of content to do their thing, but a few of them went on murderous rampages because they're dragons and they can. And like as far as orcs, all this, orcs, trolls, and dwarves are all basically mutations. They were born that way. They were born from humans, but they were born as an orc troll, or dwarf. Elves are just, they've always been there. It's kind of like the, for those of you who've seen the Chronicles of Shannara TV show or read the books, it's kind of that kind of thinking where they're all descent, the dwarves, elves, gnomes, etc. Everything but the elves were actually descendants of humans. This one is the magics that erupted into the world, aka it's called the Awakening. Kind of mutated things, mutated humans in the womb and made them metahumans. Magic rules was released in the world, and then it's kind of your cyberpunk thriller type deal. And Shadowrunners are basically mercenaries. They run in the shadows. You are a Shadowrunner. Now, this is called Dragonfall because during the Awakening, this dragon in Germany called Fürschwing or Fearwing or Firewing, I don't know what fucking basically went on a rampage and obliterated Germany. This one scientist finally figured out how to bring the dragon down, and she fell to Earth, causing this radiation zone. And it's the point of the story is, you guys somehow inadvertently, this dragon may or may not still be alive, even though everybody says she's dead. You are actually running through, trying to figure out. When that goes bad and your leader gets killed is because you inadvertently have stumbled upon the dragon cult or the dragon itself's lair. And then they're hunting you. And you now, to get information, you actually you go to this well-known information dealer, and they want like 50,000 nuyen. Not a lot, not a small sum. So you're basically, the premise of the game is you're taking and trying to gain money. Now, these missions are realistic. They're like where somebody offers you 3,000 nuyen for a mission. You end up pocketing about 2,000, because at the end it'll tell you, it'll give you a breakdown. Said like 28,000. And then it says payment to rest of party X. It gives you a credit. Expenses, and it takes it out, and then money into blank account to pay off that 50,000. So you end up only making like 2,000. So it's realistic in the fact that you have to pay people for shit. And it's also one of those gray area games where there are things you can do that might not necessarily be the right choice, but fuck it. You can be as good or evil as you want in this game, and they don't punish you for it. Now, you may lose contacts, the favor of some people, and that would be your quote-unquote punishment. But in the long run, you gain the favor of some other big corporation, where corporations are the big baddies. Because 9 times out of 10, they're run by dragons. And,
nice.
Yeah. So, it's a... and the other interesting thing is, this is one of those turn-based... top-down strategy types where your characters go, you tell them where to go, you have like so many points to go with, like moving costs, depending on how far you go, costs X amount of points. firing your weapon costs X amount of points. Healing somebody costs X amount of points. So like with med kits, or if you're a mage, spells and things like that. So you you have to manage your points and what you want to do, as well as your movement and everything else. So there's a lot of it. Like the mission I'm on right now, there's a this is one of the gray area missions. These people have hired you to get this thing called the MKV1. Or MK6 probably. It's this super secret project. So you get there, they won't tell you what it is. You get there and you find out that the MK6 is actually a troll that they cybernetically enhanced and then put a chip in their brain to basically make them a slave.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like basically it's like a super soldier that's controlled. And the gray area is you've got this it's called the Lodge, aka the Black Lodge. They want it for their experiment. They've got the original guy who hired you who wants it, and then a member of your team says, "We've got to free this guy. This is fucked up what they're doing to it." So you have a choice. You can either give it to the Black Lodge, which the history of the Black Lodge is they are the most powerful shadow organization in the world. The Illuminati, the Masons, and all these other people were actually controlled by the Black Lodge. They just never knew that they were answering to the Black Lodge. They just thought they were doing it their own thing and being, their own secret society, where in essence the Black Lodge was actually controlling them. The person who hired you, you can drop it off and just get paid, or you can help out your fellow runner who's on your team and try to get him saved. This game is not easy. I have done this mission many times, and if you die, there is no saving. There is no redo. It's okay. You better hope you saved, because I have died multiple times in this mission, because it's to the point where, for those of you who know Shadowrun lore, they have the Knight Errant Special Forces. Knight Errant is like the baddest security force in world, and these guys have hired them. There's a team of 5. And at one point, I am fighting 20 at once. And that includes mages, that includes normal fighters, and that also includes summoners. They can summon elementals to do more bidding. So actually, the 20 becomes more. And then there's the guy the guy I was telling you about, the MK whatever. He's with you because you took control of him. But they've got a guy called a rigger who can take control of the dude who is a giant fucking killer troll who has a chain gun. So if they take control of him, He starts shooting you. So, and I have died on this mission 3 times. Now, some of the missions are really cakewalk. Another thing about this, there's multiple ways to finish. Like some of them, you just kick down the door, start shooting people. I had a mission where I could have gone in. Somebody stole a shipment of weapons, and I tracked it down. And I came in, and it turned out that it was a group of It was a gang who was actually running this little underground sector for these people who had almost no food, almost no water, and everything that they had was they were selling it to keep their people alive. So you had 3 options. 1, take the weapons and go. 2, negotiate with the dude. 3, try to fight them and take the weapons. You had to take the weapons and go. You had to find out where the weapons were. I had no idea. I chose to negotiate because my charisma was high enough. You could also have just fight them and wipe everyone out and then take the weapons and leave the entire sector to starve to death because they're not going to have any more. So it's one of those games where there's a lot of choice. There's a lot of things that you can't. You can actually choose decline missions. You don't have to take every mission that they throw at you. You don't have to say yes to. There are multiple ways to finish a mission. Depending on what you have. Like I said, there's the kick down the door and just blast your way through. There's the take your decker, go into cyberspace, shut down all of their security, shut down all their cameras, shut down all their turrets, and walk through kind of unscathed. Or there's the pay the right people off so that they turn their head and let you in, etc., etc. So there's just like in the real Shadowrun game, there is a lot of ways to finish a mission. It's a lot of strategy. It's a lot of thought involved in the combat, because if you just go through and just start blasting people, you're gonna die fast. So and of course, it's a role-playing game, so you get karma every time you finish a mission, things like that, to depend on raising your stats and your skills. So it's on Steam. I think it's only $20, if that. Go check it out if you're into a thinking man's role-playing game, or woman's.
Yeah, I'd love to check that out, dude. It sounds awesome.
Now, I played we talked about this before the recording. Raz and I played a little bit of Riders of Icarus. Honestly, I can't give it a fair review because I haven't played that much of it, but from what I've seen of it so far, and from everything I've seen, I mean, on this as well, they kind of agree with the feeling I've got. It's a cookie cutter WoW clone with flying dragons. It's not very well thought out. The story is kind of shit. It's go save a princess. Dude stole her. It's a very generic. Very everything in there is very generic. The missions that they give you are very like one of the very first missions is go kill boars. Come the fuck on. How generic can you get? It's it's a Korean game, so it has that look to it where you can make a girl with gigantic boobs if you want. Raz. And I mean, it's just like it's your typical Korean role-playing game. It's free to play, so I mean, there's a plus. So I mean, if you want to check it out on your own because you can ride some fucking dragons, go ahead. I mean, they also have different mounts, and not just dragons. Like the very beginning, there's a Pegasus mount that you guys in the beginning, like the tutorial, there was like a Pegasus that you got to ride. So obviously, one of those mounts that's going to be an option. There's like real huge city-sized flying creatures, like you're in one of them that I'm guessing that's for the guild, for a guild or something. But from what I've seen, the guild system's extremely bare bones. Like it gets the job done to be a guild, but you don't have as many options, say like Star Wars, WoW, or any other fucking MMO that's out there. Just kind of they tacked it on as an afterthought. It's like, oh shit, we probably need. So pro free to play flying dragons. Con very cookie cutter. That's the only review I can give at Dragon Ride. Oh, now for the crown gem of everything I've played for the past week. Far Cry Primal. This game is excellent. This game lets you have giant fucking cats that eat people's faces as a pet. Premise of the game, you are in prehistoric times. You are a member of a tribe that has been scattered to the winds, and you are basically trying to find these and bring them back together. There are two, as far as I know right now, because I haven't beaten the game yet, two separate other tribes that are stopping you. One of them are cannibals. They eat, and you frequently run into their camps, and there's like dead bodies with limbs cut off. One of the people you actually run into that's like one of the main quote unquote villagers that actually give you extra shit. Had his arm cut off and eaten by one of these tribes right in front of him. And the other one is called the Sunwalkers. I haven't run into. They apparently have a lot to do with fire. And it is straight primitive games. There's no guns. Your weapons are clubs, bows, and spears. They have like their version of bombs, which is basically something in a clay pot that you throw. The clay pot breaks, and it like one of them is like a bee bomb. You literally have a bunch of pissed off bees that you throw at people, and it breaks the pot, and they just start going after people. It's called the sting bomb. Another one is like basically an early version of Alchemist Fire. You throw it, and it blows up, and like fires everywhere. But the coolest thing about this game is the taming. You can tame shit. From your typical big cats like leopards and cave lions, to bears, wolves, to saber-toothed tigers. I've got a big kid, and he likes those faces. You can't tame, but you can ride certain mammoths, like the woolly mammoths. Because there is actually a mission where this one tribe has captured the mammoths, and the guys like go ride this mammoth and just wreak havoc. So what you do is you get on this mammoth and you just start trampling, and it is outstanding because not only do you get to trample everything, but you're still using your bow on the back of the mammoth. So as you're squashing people, you're also shooting the face with a bow. It's just like it's kind of very Far Cry-ish. There are outposts, quote unquote, which are basically camps of enemy tribes that you just go out and slaughter everybody and take over. There are bonfires. It's a huge open world. And you get your materials like you did in Far Cry. Most of it is from harvesting from like rocks and plants. You also kill animals and take their skin and meat, things like that, which is kind of cool because that's how you actually heal your pet. Is some of the meat you have, you'll feed it to the animal and it'll get its health back. So it's a very very interesting game. I think it's a definite switch from your normal shooters.
because you're not just taking a gun and blowing everything up. You have a spear, a club, or a bow. So you are not a badass Rambo. You are a dude, but of course you are a badass caveman with a giant pet kitty, or pet wolf, or pet bear that's the size of fucking a rancor. Yeah, cave bears, very big. You can also ride the cave bears and the saber-tooth cats into battle. There is a progression system. You get so much XP. You get to pick up. Are you guys there? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody's just.
Yeah,
I'm just listening to you.
Everybody got real quiet, so I was like, "Oh shit! I hope the call didn't drop." I haven't. Okay, but there's an XP and unlock abilities. Like some of them are. One of them is you have to unlock the one you get is wolves and smaller animals, and then it's like the cat, the big cats, and a couple other animals, and then you got the saber-tooth cat, and I forget what the other one is, and the last one I don't know why, but it's cave bear and badger. I have not run into a badger yet, but it's the top tier of taming, so I'm kind of scared.
We don't need no stinking badgers.
It's a prehistoric badger, so it's probably a giant. The only thing that I wish this game would have done, because it does, every other game does this that I've ever ran into. Everybody that you talk to speaks cavemanese or whatever the fucking language it is they're speaking. It's all subtitled. It doesn't eventually turn into English, so you can understand it. You have to read the entire game. There's no okay. We've driven the point home that they're speaking a different language. Now we're going to revert it to English so you can understand what they're saying and not have to read the whole time. Nope, you have to read the whole time. And that's that. I haven't beaten that yet because I'm just spending time lovingly doing every little single thing in this game. From the outpost to the side missions to taming every goddamn thing I can. Yes, George, big giant kid. The other one I am playing is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. This is the newest one, and I have to say, they did not fuck this one up. This one is based in Victorian London, so late 1800s. You play two characters in this. They are twins, Jacob and Evie Fry. Evie, my daughter Evelyn, aka Evie, loves when I play Evie because, hey, look, it's Evie, just like me. So, but you actually you're tasked with freeing London from the clutches of the Templars, and also you are creating. There are, just like in all the other Assassins, there are the well-known historical characters. Like I've run into Charles Darwin and wrote a Christmas Carol or Christmas Tale. Dickens, yes, Dickens. Thank you. Yeah, he's a character in Darwin, Dickens, and there's another inventor. I forget who, but I've run into
Louis Pasteur.
No,
I spitballing.
I know. It's basically everybody that was in. But a cool thing is, I haven't played as much as I've played as Far Cry. The downloadable content, you get to play as Jack the Ripper.
Nice.
Yeah, apparently Jack is hunting down Jacob Fry for some reason. He's pissed off at Jacob. I don't know why. I guess in the end of the game it probably tells you, because he says, "I told you this is what I'm doing," and you know, because I played the start of it to see what it was. But yeah, you actually play as Jack the Ripper. So they've streamlined it a lot. The free running and parkouring that you do is a lot simpler now. It's not as, it's basically, you know, in the old ones you like had to kind of guess where you could climb up or not. This one is, if it looks like you can climb up it, you're going to be climbing up it. And they have a lot of the modern, well, quote unquote, modern technology in there. They have steam trains, steam engines, all that good stuff. I just got to the point where I unlocked my base. I beat up a gang leader and took his train. That is my base of operations now, is a train. Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm just seeing you smacking Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory in the face to take its toy train.
But the combat is is your traditional Assassin's. Mash on the X button to beat the shit out of somebody. Hit the B button to counter. The new hit A button if they have their block held up to knock them out of the block. Things like that. You have a. I haven't played the last. I don't know if they did this in the last Assassin's Creed or not. But now, when you get experience, you unlock abilities. You get to choose them. You get like so many points, and those points will unlock abilities like lock picking, making your stealth better, dual assassinations, where like when people are close together, you'll kill them both at once. Things like that. And they have 3 separate categories. One is your combat. One is stealth, and the other one is environment or economy. And your combat is pretty much combat. I mean, things that deal with combat you up. Stealth is things like lock picking. It's harder for you to be detected, sneaking around, things like that. Economy is things like you'll find more money on people. You can hire children as spies, things like to go around, because in this one it is how it was back in the 1800s. They had children working in factories. They had children in forced labor, things like that. And they did not give a fuck what happened. Like one of the cutscenes is there's a factory, and you see some large fucking piece of metal fall on a child, and he's sitting there screaming, and like, hurry up, get him out of here! I'm tired of listening to his screaming. And it's like when later on you're in that same factory, it's like we're gonna have to go to the apothecary. It's like, okay, dock him this pay. So, I mean, it's a form on how. I mean, I don't know how true. I mean, that's the thing that I've always impressed me about the Assassin's franchises. They've always tried to get as close to reality as far as what was going on at the time period as possible. So, I would have to say, after the debacle from the one in France, I forget which one that was called. This one is a breath of fresh air and a lot more fun. That, and you get 2 different characters. You're not stuck with the same character the entire time. You can actually choose to play. Evie Fry is the more stealth kind of, once you do a subtle approach. Jacob Fry is the I'm going to bash your face in because I can type character. And you can like bounce back and forth between. I'm actually enjoying this one. I did not enjoy the one in France. I thought it was a piece of shit. This one, I think they actually turned around. I'm hoping that their franchise, they go going this way, and they turned around the franchise. But yeah. So those are my reviews and recommendations. Next, are you going? All right. Who's next? Anybody else? I'm done.
Nah. With the power outage, I really didn't do anything afterwards. But when we go to close the show, I do have something to say.
Okay. Your weekly rant.
Oh yes. Well, kind of a rant, but entertainment too. So.
All right. What about you, Ray?
I really don't have much, honestly. I mean, most of my time lately, especially, has just been spent watching YouTube videos. Hilarious YouTube videos that absolutely show why a lot of faith in humanity should be destroyed.
Do not take away my funny rant. You can jump in on it, though.
Nobody's taking anything away.
Yeah, I'm not taking anything away. That's what I've been up to. Nothing really to choose, so... I guess my pick would be technically just a surf YouTube. There's a lot of funny stuff on there, but
yay YouTube.
Yay YouTube. So yeah, that's it.
Speaking of gratuitous plugs, you can now find all of our podcasts. Well, most of them now, or as is almost got all of them on YouTube.
Yay!
Yeah. So we're tired of paying Podbean. So we went with free, and so now all of our podcasts will be housed. Just look up Twisted Geekdom and you'll find us.
Yep.
All right, so I guess that does it for this part of the show. We'll go ahead and take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have Raz. Who was it?
Jack St. Hunter.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Hey, random guy.
Yeah?
Are you an author looking for a place to publish your stories?
I sure am.
A game designer that is looking for a place to call home?
How did you know?
Are you an artist interested in designing graphics for different mediums?
Get out of my head!
Mestroloff Fantasy Games is a small indie company that is committed to bringing fantasy adventure and gaming products to the world. We are always looking for talented game designers, authors, and artists who are looking for a home, just like you. Whether you are writing the next great adventure or designing the next tabletop RPG, Mestroloff is the place for you. Like us on Facebook at Mestroloff Fantasy Games.
Welcome back to the Twisted Geekdom podcast.
Now with only 60%. You should have seen the day I had last. That's why the 100% went to 6. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And the guest here that we have a Minty. He's Minty Fresh.
Man of Minty Fresh talent.
Minty Fresh talent.
Like bubblegum.
The writer, his writing, very cool. But I want a saint.
I just call him Bubblegum Jack.
Yeah, since I'm very minty.
Yes.
Very minty. Hi guys. I'm Jack Hunter, Jack St. Hunter, and I'm a filmmaker, among other things. Voice actor, producer, singer, songwriter, musician, country singer, you name it. I've pretty much done it. It's cool though. I love it.
Rock on, man. So, tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you started.
What got me started was honestly the first time I really started to see like horror movies when I was a kid. When I was younger, I saw like Child's Play, and that movie freaked me the fuck out. Like it scared the shit out of me. And it was around then that I started like watching like Night of the Living Dead and stuff, and I always wanted to do something like that. I wanted to be in the industry somehow. I wanted to do stuff that I guess you would say normal people wouldn't do, because where I'm from, if you say you're a filmmaker, they think, oh, you just make some like YouTube videos or something like that. It's like people don't really think outside the box where I'm from. And I decided when I was younger that I wanted to, do movies. And I'm sure like every filmmaker out there, they started out with their toys making, stop motion animation, little toys. They had the Star Wars toys, and I would, battle each other. I mean, obviously those movies won't ever win awards because they're done by a 12-year-old kid, but it's that's what really got me started in filmmaking. I love it.
So what projects have you worked on in the past?
Let's see, projects like movies in general or just
and any of the above, dude.
Oh, any of the above. Okay, well, I was a voice actor for the very first ever rock zombie animated musical. It's called Darkest Days. It's directed by Danny Field. He's from Australia, and it has won numerous awards, and that put me on the market for being an international film festival award winner. Let's see, I've done like a little stuff. I created this series called Obvious. It was more like, I would say, like an M. Night Shyamalan, deep thinking, Quentin Tarantino type of film. There was only like two episodes because I left Vegas, and that was that. So I didn't really have any connections down here to do that. But when I was younger, me and my friends, we had a film company called like Pecan Productions, and we created we're like the first people in our area to do like make movies, and we got a little local fame, got in the newspaper and stuff. We created this like rock, kind of like, I guess, a play on God, I can't remember that rock movie from the 80s where they had the hit Big Bottoms. God, I can't believe I'm missing that right now. I say a lot, by the way, so I apologize.
It's all good.
I say again. I say again. Yeah, it was called Body Temperature, and we had a couple features called like White Boy, and you can find those on YouTube. Just type in like Body Temperature movie, and it's in like 3 parts. And also they have White Boy's on there, which is basically a mockumentary of 8 Mile, white boy rapper tries to be something, and it's just really all just fun stuff that we did when we were kids, and we got a little local fame, and it was great, and that just sparked my ambition to do movies even more. I knew it was at a low budget level, like extremely low budget, like basically our parents was giving us like $20 like for Cokes, like that's how low budget it was. But other than that, that's pretty much what got me started in film.
Very awesome, dude. So go ahead.
Well,
no, go ahead. That's it.
This was
oh God,
because you were I actually heard this last week. I thought it was kind of fact. I was listening to it, and the scene in Pulp Fiction where she's laying down, Uma Thurman's character, in the he wanted her to be wearing that a Frankie say relax T-shirt, and he got shut down.
Ouch.
And the guy who had that who shot it down with the guy who the owner of that T-shirt and saying and all that said that's the biggest thing he's regretted all of his life.
Of course, I mean Quentin Tarantino has had some amazing films. Whether or not you like it, it was great.
Yeah, that was about 20, probably about 10 years after that Frankie say relax shirt kind of went out of style, and I mean you think about it, it resurged John Travolta's career. So I mean, you can imagine maybe that could have turned around and like made that shirt huge again, and that's what that dude was thinking. He's like, "Fuck,
Right. It could have been a new Where's the Beef, for the 90s. I mean, it really could have been. I mean, don't get me wrong. He probably read the script and was just like, "There's no way I'm going to put my brand on this."
Probably.
And then when it came out, it was just like this cult phenomenon that people just went apeshit for.
Yeah.
I mean, and honestly, and I can't believe I'm saying this as a filmmaker, I have not watched Pulp Fiction all the way through. I know, you can shoot me.
What?
What?
I know, I haven't had time.
How do you not have time for Pulp Fiction?
I know it's crazy. I do catch the important scenes though. Like it's more or less one of those ones when it's on TV and you're at work or something, you stop by and you watch it and you glance at it and all they do is you're working and you get a glimpse of it, like part of the scene where the guy comes in at the end, he saves his person that was going to kill him, which was a great scene by far, one of the best ever. I do apologize. I love Quentin Tarantino, and a lot of people like that have seen Paranoia tapes and stuff like that. They compare me to him. I'm not a self-proclaimed Tarantino by any means, but it's a good compliment, so it's cool.
Now, you mentioned the Paranoia tapes. Let's talk a little bit about that for a minute.
All right. What do you want to know?
Well, tell us a little bit about the premise.
Well, it's a movie. It has actors in it, and no.
You don't say.
Right? No,
that just makes. I was gonna say that just saying, your answers I have Raz and whatnot reminded me of the movie in Airplane, where every time they ask, they describe like headquarters or whatnot, and somebody goes, "Well, what is it?" And they go, "Oh, it's a building where all the generals meet." But that, but that's beside the point.
That was such a minty fresh thing to say.
I was so minty.
It was minty.
No, the Paranoia Tapes is a found footage movie that me and my buddy Chad Clinton Freeman from Las Vegas, we thought of this idea. I wrote this short script called Paranoia Tapes 101, and the next thing you know, he's like, "Hey, let's make this a movie." And we started, basically, we were both fans of the movie VHS and different types of, found footage movies. And we're like, what if we just do it our way, And I'm like, yeah, it's it seems easy enough. So, I flew to Las Vegas. We filmed a wraparound story, and it's been pretty cool. It's been 3 years in the making, honestly. And we're still waiting on 2 more shorts. So like the rough cut we do have is it's like I think an hour and 2 minutes long. So we're just waiting on 2 more shorts, and it'll be done. I mean, it's completed, but it's just missing 2 parts. But other than that, it's good.
Rock on, man. Now I think it's going to be time to drop some names here for a minute. We've already dropped some Rob Zombie.
So that's easy.
Let's talk a little bit about the connection that you have to the Blair Witch Project, because I think people will find that interesting.
The Blair Witch Project, I'm friends with, on Facebook, we've chatted and Skyped and stuff with Eduardo Sanchez. He just goes by Ed. He directed and wrote the Blair Witch Project. And I sent him, he actually said one of the shorts in my movie it's pretty cool, man. So I think we're going to put that on the DVD case. So,
nice.
Everything that I try to do, like with the writing of this movie, is I kind of throw hints at the Blair Witch Project every now and then, or give the audience something to, I guess, relate to, because found footage, for our generation started with the Blair Witch Project. It was a movie that just took off,
right,
and kicked ass. And
still one of my favorite movies to this day, man.
Right, and
we won't talk about the sequel.
Oh God! Actually, he likes the sequel. He does like the sequel.
The sequel I thought was good. It just was. Yeah. It was different. It was
a different universe.
Yeah.
It was same universe, different. I don't know how to explain it. It just.
Right.
If it was called something else, it would have probably been better than it was.
Yeah, that's my thing. If it had a different title, like maybe like the Burkittville Files or something like that,
or just take out Blair Witch and keep, the Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
It would have been great.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it to a point, but he did tell me there was an actual Blair Witch 2 script out there.
Yeah.
But they just don't know what they want to do with it. And right then when he said that, I was like, dude, let's get together and do it. And I mean, of course, he's had all filmmakers telling that.
He just did an interview not that long ago where they said they're going to go ahead with Blair Witch 3, but it's going to ignore the sequel and have some returners from the first.
Well, it has to, because they sold the rights, I think, to Lionsgate.
Right.
So I don't know if they can use any characters from that. And I mean, the characters are good. The acting was on point in it. It wasn't a Blair Witch movie to me. It literally was just like a cabin in the woods where people just have orgies and die.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Somewhere.
Like Cabin in the Woods?
Exactly, like Cabin in the Woods.
I'll tell you, man, I've actually had I used to tour on and off with this band, and we had some time to camp down to Maryland. We were doing this big festival down there, looking for a place to stay. We're just driving around. We find this campground, so we get out. We pay our money, and then we see this big sign in town that says Burkittsville. And sure enough, it was actually Burkittsville, Maryland. I mean, everything looked exactly the same in this town as it did on screen. They had like rotating detours to keep strangers from being in town. They would turn their open signs to the closed on their shop if an unknown car drove down the street. It was really creepy. Like, people would try and like pull you over basically to try and get you to leave town. I mean, it was creepy. And they would actually do at the campground, though, they were very friendly. And it was about maybe a 25-minute walk to Coffin Rock. So they would do tours out there to Coffin Rock. Of course, a bunch of us just got trashed at night and walked down there together and filmed it. But you'd see like the rock piles. More people had left the stickmen in the trees. I mean, it was cool. But the weird thing about it was no bugs, no wildlife. You didn't see a single bug the whole time we were there. There was no birds. I mean, there was nothing. It was just dead silence every night. It was the creepiest thing I've ever seen.
Well, if you had some kids play by your tent, that would have like the fuck out.
Yeah, dude. We ended up staying there for a whole weekend, but yeah, man. I mean, there's nothing like visiting that place. It's on my bucket list to go back to actually and stay for like a week or something because they have cabins also. But yeah, if you guys ever get a chance to do it, definitely hit up Burkittsville. It's cool as fuck. Just bring your own food or go to a gas station or something. Don't get shit in town.
Right. I hear you. Yeah, I definitely loved the Blair Witch Project and everything else about it. But yeah, so that's that.
So what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced while filming the Paranoia tapes?
Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, one of the biggest challenges we did face was like these shorts are filmed all over the world in different filmmakers, and it literally had like no budget, whatsoever, other than when I was in Vegas where I would pay for food for the actors and stuff, because you got to do that. And we just had some of the filmmakers that would say, I can't do the short. I don't have, $3,000. When it's like an 8-page script, you could shoot it in under 2 hours, and it would have been, with editing and stuff, everything would have worked out. It just that part kind of that's one of the main issues. And then you got those filmmakers that want contracts and stuff like that, which is totally legit. Don't get me wrong. That's how you do things. But with this type of movie, we created this movie in order to give filmmakers an opportunity to get out there, get their name on something. It has worldwide distribution. So what filmmaker would not want to do a short for a movie that has worldwide distribution where you get paid, on the backhand for every unit sold? And by the way, a little plug to Caps Collective Entertainment. We are distributed by them, so that's pretty awesome. So thank you to Joey Caps. But yes, and that's just and just like, I guess, diva filmmakers too, man. Like, you get filmmakers that just think they're literally the absolute shit, and they're like, I want this credit, I want that credit, and like no, I mean, you can't, it just doesn't work, and it's just one of those things, man. That's just, you get diva filmmakers. It sucks ass. But you know what? You got to just keep pushing through and find other filmmakers to fulfill those voids. Now, I don't know if I want to mention any names, but and me and Raz talked about it already. And the thing is, one of the filmmakers I did mention, he knew about him already, so I didn't have to say a thing. It was just like, he just kind of filled in, the
Isaacs?
The space. Yes.
Yeah.
A person, I mean, I don't want to give his full name, but I mean, you could pretty much fill in the void there if you want. I don't care. Okay. Don't.
Yeah. We'll just leave it. We'll just leave it at his last name. Just,
Right. Right. And like, I gave him a script that could have literally oh, we can't, I don't want to do it, and stuff like that. And he rewrites my script, and it's not, I don't want to say legit. It was just bullshit, the whole thing. And it was just a hassle, and he makes posters for movies that never get made and doesn't have any legal ramification of what can happen when you use, like Night of the Living Dead. You use that title, you got to pay George A. Romero, regardless of what it is. You have to pay him,
I thought that was open source. I thought Night of the Living Dead was the only one that didn't have.
That is technically true. Night of the Living Dead is open license content now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I sound like a complete idiot.
The rest of his Dead series is his.
Yeah. The rest of them, it's only the original black and white one that you're allowed to use now. But since they've taken Night of the Living Dead and modernized it, you can't do a modernized. It has to be like scenes taken from the original. It has to be the original source material.
Oh wow. Okay. See, that's where it wouldn't.
Still violating it.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, when you say you're a filmmaker and you have all these scripts and stuff, you're supposed to have, movies and stuff to show for it. But he really has nothing. And don't get me wrong, personally, he's a great guy. But business-wise, I'm not gonna, go to him for anything. I just, I learned my lesson. He kind of burned me twice. He fired me off of a movie called Who's There, and I was a producer on it. And I like the idea and the concept, but he never had a script, never had anything, for it. But that's is what it is, man. You deal with those people.
And that's one of the biggest pitfalls of filming is like when you get to that point where you're getting big or you need some outside help. You can have a conversation with anyone, but you really don't know what kind of people they are until you see their product, until you see them actually moving on what they promised.
Right, and that's one of the issues.
Yeah. And you'll get a lot of people that'll blow you off, or just I remember another story you were telling me, and I saw the short for it, where someone had actually rewritten the whole thing and filmed it and sent it to you, and it was like the opposite of what you needed.
Yes, it was exactly the opposite. Don't get me wrong, it was the person's take on the script, but when you write a movie, you want it to you want it to be your material. Hold on real quick, guys. Are we pulling off? All right. Everything okay? All right. Sorry, had to chat with the captain. I know I'm good. You've been talking to my fiance? Daniel. So yeah, that's just the type of people that you deal with, and that when you want something done your way, you don't want it changed. You write a script. I understand that actors won't say exactly the same thing that you say. They make it their own. But when you start changing the whole feel of the movie, of the short or whatever, it kind of just like, it's like, what the fuck? Like that's not me. It's only my inspiration. That's not what I intended it to be. And we're trying to fix those mistakes with the sequel, which is going amazing. We got some great people on board. But that's the sequel. But the first one, we have some amazing filmmakers. Aaron Norman from Louisiana. He is a 16-year-old kid that wrote this short based on Slenderman. And it was great. I actually entered it into a film festival. He won Best Short for being under the age of Best Director under 16. It was great. Nicole Crew Jones, Mitchell A. Jones from Minnesota. They are like two of the sweetest people in films right now. They have Tri-War Pictures. I absolutely love those guys to death. We play Call of Duty and stuff online, and they've offered me 2 deals for script treatments and a voice acting gig for one of their movies coming up. So it's fucking phenomenal. I love those guys. They have a short that's going to be that's a short you didn't see, Raz, yet. Nice. That's one of the ones, that was my fault. I should have downloaded it when I could, and I never got a chance to, and it got, deleted, and, time went on, it just, went away, but they're going to get it to me real soon. But I love those guys. Amy Heskey from Bolivia, Dustin Hubbard, and Nicola Four. I forgot how to say her last name. She's an amazing actress. She's from New York. She was in the very first one with the postpartum one where the girl is dealing with her kid screaming in the background. Do you remember that scene, Raz?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I got inspired from that, actually dealing with my own kid. When he was born, he had colic. And I remember just the way I was feeling, and then the reaction just from everyone because he was crying. I was like, you know what? This would be a great idea for a short, like to open up the movie, like to just set the tone, I mean, I don't want to give away what happens, but it's fucking creepy. And yeah, so we have them. We have Doug Farah, who does 2 shorts. He did the Knockout Game and 2 Timing in the movie, and he's just amazing. Great director, great actor. He actually took my script called Jody and rewrote it with the same characters and everything, the way it's supposed to be done, the right way. And I gave him my approval on it and everything, and it was perfect. That was the one when the guy drove up in the middle of on the side of the street. You remember that one, Raz, with the girl?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that one was that one. I'm trying to think of how many other stuff is in there. Oh, and there's this new one being filmed called Social Stalk. I think you may be familiar with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually the one. I will a little bit. Actually, my friend Bill Miller that we've had on the show before, him and I have been working on a lot of side jobs, like kind of combining our companies together. And we're going to be filming Social Stalk for them, for Paranoia Tapes. And if that goes well, possibly a couple shorts for the sequel. Definitely.
And we look forward to that. And absolutely, I'll say it again on the air, I loved your revision of it. And it was great. I loved it. I really do.
We appreciate that.
You took what my idea, and you amped it up, and that was great. I love it. That's what a lot of filmmakers, I encourage people to do. Do what you did, not completely demolish a script. Yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to give over that.
Just wait till you see the edited feature. We have a couple more surprises in store for you. I think you'll be happy with it.
Sweet. Oh, you added some more juice to it.
Just some side ideas that him and I had for the actual editing.
He takes a lamp off of a table. Oh, no.
No.
It's a side joke me and Raz have about in the movie, in his actual movie, they did it like 80s style where there's like huge continuity issues, and one of them is there's a lamp on a table and for the first 5 seconds, and it cuts and it goes back and there's no lamp.
Yeah, we put a lot of stuff like that intentionally into the movie to give it that like 80s cheese feel. Like we were filming the scene with the lighting from this lamp, stopped, moved angles, then removed the lamp from the scene. There's just a lot of little fun things that we did like that throughout the movie.
Yeah, like nostalgia pays tribute to that type of filming.
Exactly. Yeah. So we always tease each other about the lamp thing.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I don't know if there's any continuity issues with the with Paranoia Tapes. I don't know if we did that.
I didn't see any from what I've seen so far.
I mean, believe it or not, the editing on that, it took 2 days. Me and my buddy Danny from Australia, and we were just being guided by my other editor, Walter C. Jones, in Detroit, who actually is an International Film Festival award winner for his best short, Supergirl, Stranger in a Strange World. It was pretty awesome. How do you think this shit can't see it? I can't see. You don't see me out there. I can see. All right. See, I can't see. I was getting busted. No, I had the lights off and I was dusting. But no, it's it's pretty awesome. He's a film festival award winner for that movie, and I brought him on as the editor, and he edited the trailer, and he did some just guidance on the cut we do have, and it's pretty awesome. I'm really proud of my team. I wouldn't change them for anything. Danny flew from Australia. We've been planning that for like 3 years. And he finally, got to America, and we edited our movie, and that was literally the best ever. I had the most fun doing that with him and spending time with him and showing him the American dream that we have here in America, So in America, So yeah, it's not pretty good. It's been a fun ride. I can't wait for the sequel. Where our theme for the sequel is government conspiracy, and I think it kind of fits the whole tone of America right now, because everybody thinks like 9/11 and all this stuff was an inside job, and and there's just so many conspiracies out there that people think are real, and we kind of just like dive into that, and the sub genre and theme of the movie is also killer clowns.
Nice.
I guess I kind of want to pay tribute to like killer clowns from outer space, and they just, I don't know, there's something fucking just creepy about a killer clown. That's
Raz is now sold. You're good.
Yeah, clowns are my thing, dude.
That's what's up. I mean, we have so many like directors that are like, oh, I want that script, I want this one, and some of them have been given away already to be done. But I'm just excited to get it done. What we want to try to do is release 1 and 2 and possibly 3 consecutively, kind of like three months apart. I don't know. I got to talk to the distribution and see what their marketing plan for that would be. That's what we wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. I got to talk to the team first.
Right.
So yeah, let's just All right. Hey, guys, I have to go, and y'all have a good night.
Well, thank you for joining us, man.
Talk to y'all soon. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, and we will be right back.
The Isle of Magic has long been a secret that was shrouded in mystery and rumor. Many stopped believing in such a place, but few remain that seek out its power. Many have wondered if the Isle and its mystical city of Avalon could ever have existed. Even now, a war is being fought for the very survival of our worlds, yet few people know that it's even taking place. Those that do are left with only whispered words of Avalon and the Isle of Magic that once existed. 3,000 years ago, the city of Avalon fell in one day, yet no one truly knows how it happened or just why it was such a loss to the whole of the realms. This is the story of what created that mystical place of dreams and magic. It is the tale of those days which all forms of mystical creatures thrived and what eventually led to their downfall. This is the story of Avalon's creation and the beginning of the war of darkness that now threatens us all. Now available on Amazon.com, the newest prequel to the Vengeance of Avalon series by Mariah Lind. Take a ride to the city of mysticism and its creation. Get your copy today.
And we're back.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back. Great guess.
Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had to try to move the mic so I didn't do right end. Because the one that does have a mute button, there's feedback on. I found out what that feedback is, though.
Oh.
It's USB. Because the Turtle Beaches I use are USB powered and analog plugged in. The one I'm using now are just straight analog, no sub feedback whatsoever. I had 2 pairs that were just analog, no feedback. I plugged the Turtle Beaches in, and it's the second I plug in that USB power, it starts giving the feedback. So I have to stick with analog.
Gotcha.
So, but anyhow, Mariah, I guess you had something.
Yeah, I did. So, I don't claim to be a professional gamer. That would be folly. So I don't. But I do stream. And when I stream, I admit to when I fuck up. I admit to when I don't, know exactly what somebody might be talking about on a certain game that I'm playing at the time. However, this week, for the second time, I saw a video from a female streamer who just makes us all look dumb. Just really, really, really dumb.
Is her name Casey Tron?
Yes, it is!
All I had to do was fucking hear you say really, really, really dumb and female stream.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
everybody knows she's a troll. That she's admitted to it. You do know she's acting, right?
I don't care.
Yeah, I
really don't care.
She seriously does it for views and attention. She's admitted to it.
Like, the first one I saw, I could kind of let go because it was a game I don't really play. But this one, I busted my ass for 4 seasons playing League of Legends and learning to play so many different characters, many of which I don't like, but I know how to play them. And I just happened to have someone who shall remain nameless link me a video of her supposedly mentoring somebody on League.
Was it Jack?
I don't know who it was. I was so annoyed. I wasn't paying attention to who she was supposedly mentoring.
No, I'm talking about sent you the link. Was it Jack?
Oh, no. It's somebody that's in this call.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. So that only leaves one other person.
I know.
Nuh-uh.
So, I got sent this link, and I watched it, and I shouldn't have, because the more I watched it, the more my propensity for calling people dumb began to surface.
So how many times did she say I'm triggered?
I think maybe twice in that video. Maybe that was a day where she was not trying to Uber troll. I don't know. But that particular phrase did not show up all that much in that video. What did show up was her complete and apparent lack of knowledge where that game is concerned.
Oh, yeah. I've watched her play with Gary, the guy that I one of the first people I started watching, and I was actually working for when I first got on Twitch. He played with her, and Gary's like really good at the game. Like to the point where he trolls in jungle and still wins. Like he plays people like awesome. He plays people like I'm going to play Xin Zhao completely AP.
That's cool.
And he wins.
Yeah.
And so he played with Casey Tron once, and my God, just my God, I didn't realize people. But continue.
Yeah. You know, and you know, I get it. If she's acting, if she's trying to troll, great. You know, put on your Twitch stream. You know that you're the Weird Al of streaming. I don't care. Okay, you know, admit that you don't know what the fuck you're doing. But what makes this bad is that she doesn't do that. While she says she's a troll, she doesn't always act like a troll. She seriously thinks that she can get away with what she's doing and then throw out random bullshit knowledge that's not true, and people will believe her. And, you know, trying to make herself look smarter than she actually is. And that video just kind of, it tweaked my melon, because she's like, I only play female characters in League. Okay, if you only play female characters, that's all fine and good. But most female characters in League only do one thing.
Support.
Yeah. You if you're gonna play League, you can't
I take that back. Support or mid.
Yeah, it's support or mid. That's pretty much. I think the couple of exceptions I can think of off the top of my head are like Vi and, you know, Vayne. Yeah, you know, it's the there are a few exceptions, but you know, I will say about 75% of all female characters on League are either support or mid. Period.
Most of them are mages, actually.
Yeah,
I think
you know,
two of them are the exception: Leona and Vi.
Yeah, one of which I try to play phenomenally as often as I play her. But anyway, that said, you know, what really tweaked my melon is she's sitting there talking about the fact that she only plays female characters. And somebody asked her about Leona, and she's like, oh, Leona is a bad character. Leona is not a bad character. Leona is a character that requires somebody that has, you know, a modicum of skill. You don't even have to be great. You just have to be decent. And then she continues going on this rant saying, well, this character doesn't do this, and guy characters do that, and, you know, female characters own that game, and that's it. Just the more she talked, the more stupid I heard.
Yeah, she tries to be. That's the big thing. She tries to be an uber feminist on stream, and it makes me mad, because the fact that the biggest reason that she got famous is because she pretty much was not. She was like one of the very first cleavage chicks.
Yeah. She honestly, she got boobs instead of brains. Mm-hmm. Now, the reason that this makes me angry is because I am not a cleavage chick. We all know this. I will avoid.
You don't even show yourself on camera.
Yeah, you know, I will avoid this with all my might. Because bottom line, if somebody comes to watch my channel, I want it to be standalone based on what I do, based on, you know, slightly intelligent conversation. That said, somebody like this, whether they're a deliberate troll or not, everything that she says, even her, you know, self-proclaimed feminist war that she sucks at, because that's not even feminism, that's just stupidity. Mm-hmm. Half the shit that comes out of her mouth's not even true. Makes it hard for me to have a platform to stand on, because everybody just assumes this person is the next Casey. I despise her. I don't even understand how what she does is entertainment, because she doesn't even troll well. There's trolling, and
most of the time it's the people come in there to make fun of her. That's how she's so famous.
And it's her freakouts too.
Yeah,
the overreactions that she has.
Yeah, she overreacts to everything, and people go in there just to make her do that. That's why she's famous. Other than, well, she got famous because, you know, she would show her rack most of the time, but And then when people actually started to listen to her and stop staring at her boobs, they realized she was a complete idiot and started making fun of her. And then she overreacts to it, and they all find it hilarious, so they stay in there to keep making fun of her to make her overreact. That's how she's famous.
Nice.
I mean, honestly, if she is actually an intelligent person on the outside world, kudos on her for having such a fucking genius scheme to make money. But if that's how she is real life, she needs to be cleansed from the gene pool.
Yeah, at this point, if she is intelligent outside of that, she needs to start showing it, because she's got to realize that the shit that she's doing makes it harder for legitimate female gamers, who are just trying to get a foothold anywhere. She makes it harder for them because she's setting a precedent. And, it irks me. It irks me horribly that this is the standard that's been set for us.
If you notice, well, you probably don't notice because when she does her gaming with other people, it's only guys. She will not game with other girls, probably because she will get called out on that bullshit, and she knows it.
Oh, no, she's got, I've seen more videos of her YouTube videos and whatnot. A lot of girls have actually posted up to, like, when they subscribe, just to be able to pop up a message, and she instantly turns around and calls them fake, insults them, says that they're jealous of her, blah, 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 and yet she turns around on guys and is like, you're making it really hard for me and other girl gamers, blah, blah, blah.
Again, it's the fake feminism, okay? Feminism, that in itself kind of makes me upset. The idea behind feminism is not necessarily equality. It's being proud to be a female and getting respect for being a female. It's not, man-hating, oh my God, it's not any of that, but this shit that she's pulling, that's the definition that people are going to have for that because of stupid idiots like her. If her only crime at this point was she sucks at gaming, there's not much that I could say. But, right now it's she sucks at gaming, she's an idiot, and she's infecting other people with her idiocy, and her misrepresentation of things that are actually, important, that she's misrepresenting and giving a bad name. I can't stand that. So yeah, that's my rant. And anybody that's listening to the podcast that might think that, she's funny, she's great, she's whatever, for the love of God, quit giving her the attention. Don't watch her videos. Don't go to her channel. Don't.
Well, that's the only one, because he did that when I was working for him. That's the one time I was like, Gary, I gotta go, man. I can't mod for you while you're doing that. She's pissing me off to the point where I would probably ban her out of your channel, and then you would get in trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and take the day off. Later, bro. It was to that point, and she's that fucking stupid.
Kudos to him for lasting as long as he did.
Oh no, he's a troll. He was doing it on purpose. He was trying to trigger her. He was saying shit that would purposely piss her off.
Actually, yeah, there was another video I watched where somebody else did that, turned around, told her, like, they knew, they played every champion in League, and she turns around and goes, okay, well, have you played this one? And he goes, nope, not a day in my life. And then turns around and at, like, the last, 2 seconds, chooses someone just randomly to play. And they're in bot together, bottom lane, and he just goes in, is like, am I doing this right? Goes, gets himself killed, turns around, she gets killed, she's, pissed off and fuming, he's just laughing his ass off.
Was it Good Guy Gary?
No. Oh, okay. I wish I had seen that, though. No, it was, Soda Poppin'. He was the one.
Oh, God. Yeah, Soda's a troll and a half.
And he's like, at one point he turns around and he's like, yeah, I need to take another shot, and she's like, even before that, somebody in her chat turned around and was like, don't listen to him, he's just drunk. And she goes, are you doing this drunk? He goes, no, of course not. Yeah, and he goes, I've got a can of Sunkist in my hand. And then a few moments later he goes, okay, I can't handle this, I gotta take a shot. And she's like, what? He goes, what did I say?
Yeah. Soda is awesome. His streams are fun.
It's just funny watching her get so angry at him because she's overreacting for the littlest thing. And she was, who was it? She was playing Sona. And he was playing, who was it? Israel, I think it was. I think is the champion's name.
Yeah.
So he was just going in there, and he's running away under tower, leaving her, and she's like, just stay under tower and I'll heal you. He's like, okay, so I do this, right? And he just jumps out in the middle of both of the enemies and gets himself killed. And then she goes down 3 seconds later.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he was trolling her because Soda actually like. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, most legit streamers, like big time streamers, hate her. They don't like her. Period. They think she's a piece of shit and does not deserve the fame that she has.
I am gonna say that honestly, the fame that she's gotten has been on her own, but it's honestly, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, it's the wrong kind of fame. Because if she's going around talking about how, she's out there because she's a female gamer and she wants the world to recognize female gamers, and she's advertising for, a group that she's got up on like Reddit, Twitter, whatever, about female gamers and whatnot, whether she's trolling or not, honestly, she's tarnishing that name. And someone like myself, I don't want to be associated with that.
Yeah, she's doing more harm than good.
And she's got, she associates herself even with other Twitch streamers that are like that, that are like her. And they turn around also and declare this whole, I'm a female gamer, you should respect me, blah, blah, blah. No, just no.
Well, no, the unfortunate thing is most of those people are the ones that turn around and do that are like, they're just starting out and they're like, hey, she's super famous doing this. So if I do the same thing, I can get super famous too.
Exactly.
So it's an infection, really. It is. And it needs to be purged.
It was so bad because I was watching a video about Twitch streamers that ended up getting banned.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was this girl, and I've seen some of her videos, and her viewers were outright saying some mean shit to her just to get her to react, and she was falling in for it. They were saying that, she's diseased. They were even turning around telling her that she did 9/11. Like, it got that bad for her to just turn around and go off on them. Either that or just break down in tears right on the stream.
Well, either way, my point is, it partially falls on us to quit giving her attention.
Yeah.
So, that's my point. Don't make her the standard. Go find another chick that sets a better standard.
Here you go, Ray. Here's one. This is the one with Gary. Here's... Oh, shit. It's Casey Tron. Yeah, so that's the one. That's the only one that I've seen that Gary put up. The other ones are her videos, and I'm not giving her views. Fuck you.
I like that thumbnail picture for it.
Mid
the link you
lane?
just sent me.
Oh,
Two guys are already in mid lane. Join them.
Yeah, that's Gary. That's Gary to a T.
Well, I mean, there was another game where she was trying to mentor someone and she was in mid lane with them, and all I'm thinking of is she's supposed to be playing support. So the person in bot lane, I'm like, this person is left to scrounge on their own, and there's two enemies in bot.
What killed me is she was playing old school Soraka before the change, and she's like, the other person was playing Syndra, and she's like, hit the minion, and the person was like, okay, and they're trying to time it. She walks up behind them, she takes the minion.
Yeah.
Auto attacking.
I saw that.
They're going, what the fuck is this?
And I think that was the same one I was watching too, because they turned around and was like, did I get it? Did I get it? She's like, no, you didn't get it, but it's okay. Yeah, they didn't get it because you took it.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yep. Pretty much.
Right. Well, Raz, do you have anything you want to talk about?
Nope, I'm good.
All right.
Scoot.
I think we pretty much had I just didn't have much to add because,
I know, I'm a nerd. I watch Twitch. My bad.
I only watch you guys. That's it. And usually I'm playing a game with you on your channel, so.
Yeah.
Me, a lot of times when Mariah or Jason isn't streaming, I'll watch like Incon, professional sniper player. I'll watch him because normally he's streaming in the mornings and whatnot. So
I just don't have the time for it, to be honest.
I'll tell you.
I'm watching Bike Man and Sexy Hexy. So.
Yeah, Ray, I'll tell you another one because he streams about the same I do, and he plays H1 King of the Kill. His name's Ninja. Go on YouTube.
No, I've seen him. You told me about it, and I've watched him. He's actually pretty hilarious.
Yeah. Did you ever get to see him do the Pon yet?
No,
Oh my God.
I haven't.
Hold on. Well,
I am gonna say that on the topic of Twitter, and for us here and anyone listening that is looking into getting into streaming or streaming, be careful because I've actually watched a lot of videos regarding Twitch and everything like that. You have to be careful about what could possibly pop up on your computer, because a lot of viewers have been doing this thing known as swatting. I don't know.
Oh, that's old. That's old.
But even still,
I've already called the police in my area about that.
Yeah, be careful.
What, huh?
Basically, swatting is what happens is if somehow someone gets your address, they will actually turn around, call the police in your area, and make up some kind of crime. Like you've got 2 people held hostage in your basement, or you're holding your family hostage at knife point or something, and the SWAT team will literally break into your house.
Yeah, Twitch, Trick actually got banned because he went for his I guess it was he had got a million views or something like that, so he did his 24-hour stream. At the very end of it, he did a fake swatting, and he got banned for like a week because of it. I mean, but you could tell it was fake. First of all, he swung on one of the cops that came in. They were wearing blue jeans, shit like that. So I mean, you could tell it was fake, but enough people cried about it because and nobody can fucking enjoy a joke anymore that he got banned. All right, but we might want to go ahead and because I know Raz has got to take off early tonight, so we can stay around and continue to discuss this if you want. We'll go ahead and end the recording now, and we will see you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Later.
Bye. Good night.
Later.